So this is not a tutorial, but this is the next step in the tutorial, but I'm gonna try and code something live. So there might be bugs and something like it might not be the most fast. But what I want to do is I want to add something to this, in a sense, this spaceship shooter, though it does look more like an Apache gunships, and especially with something from the US Navy in the background. They're sadly attacking drug boats in Venezuela right now. I don't want to get into that, but they hadn't begun doing that when I started on these tutorial series, and I just hope that everyone in Venezuela is safe. So what I want to do now is I want to add some extra buttons, but there is something wrong here where I need to add another point here so that it pivots correctly. Let me see if I can explain this. Right now, basically the mouse moves this way, and this isn't done correctly. I need to. I think it's the camera here that mostly rotates, and I need to add sort of like an extra point here, or a pivot point that the camera is stuck to, and then rotate that. Otherwise I'm gonna get bugs and errors, and then sort of like it won't work what I'm trying to do here. So we want to get like an empty actor, which is sort of like an empty node, and add it here. Let's see that you can add it here, that you can sort of rotate and so on, and I need to attach the camera to that, and we call this the second pivot point, etc. And now when I rotate this, the camera also follows the rotation of this sort of like node here, and I need to see if I press play now. Okay, so now that works. Are there any bugs here? Okay, so it says room, blah blah blah. Okay, so I need to stop. So now it still sort of like works, but I have to like change the code here, so I don't, so I can like pivot because I want to, in a sense, make the camera do like this. But if I also then in a sense the y and the x-axis also changes, so that the mouse in a sense the spaceship starts going in the wrong directions. So I need to try and like fix that in the code. We go in here, we edit script, and I just want to see how much here. So so here I can see that this is the movement calculation. So this is just if I press W, I go forward forward from the character and so on, and if I don't, I go backwards here. And let's see here. So it's sort of like the rigid body that I rotate and spin. So let's see. I want so for now I'm gonna try and move this here. And now when I press play, I can move this way and this way. And that's cool. And what I want to move and rotate around. Okay, so this is gonna be a bit, so there isn't really any errors in the code. But what I want to rotate around here is let's see, the new pivot point. So here I'm rotating around, so like this rigid body, but I wanted to rotate around this here, this pivot, this point here instead. And that should have the effect that the camera also follows. And let's see, get position, and we have here, and let's just end here. So now I've just I've added a second point here. So let's see if this works. So now I have control over. I basically only rotate on one axis on each of these sort of like points in 3D space. So now I should be able to let's see here, sort of like, because this can't go wrong now, because in a sense the movement of the mouse only happens here, and it has sort of got nothing to do with what direction the camera is pointing. So what I want to try and do now is I want to add it's recording at it's noisy because I'm like recording at 4K. The screen is at like 4K, so it's like quite intensive on the processor. So I'm recording and somehow rendering in 4K. So now I want to try and add a script here, but I need to find first where the script is like located that I have attached to the character. And I sort of forgot, but you can just sort of like click there is like a gear here, and just click that, and then show in content window. And so here's where it is. Here's the controller, and so this is let's see, what is this on start. This is screen. So here we have rigid body camera rotation that I worked on, and so far I should be able to sort of like use most of this if blah blah blah, and good, okay, and so the question is where to add this. And technically, so what I actually want to do is I want to go into the script that I have just for movement here, and it's going to be a bit more difficult to so because to read. So what I want to do here is I want to try and add a new function, and let's call this here we add a function. And where is it here? Double click here, and we can change the name, and we call this movement controller 001, and we call it Apache movement controller 001. Now we have this, and basically I want to take all this code here and move that into the let's see, this one box here, and we're gonna take this, and all this code here, you could say, is let's move this here, is let's see. So first I need to disconnect this here. And it's actually a bit easier if just I do like this, and all this code I basically want to connect, and so I like just put into this one box here. Let's see, here, and then here. And to now all this, basically what this new function does is that this Apache movement, and I need to save, basically now I can search for that here. So now I can search for Apache movement controller blah blah blah, and I have this box, and I can sort of like put stuff into this. So what happens when the code in a sense reaches this box is that it just sort of like jumps down here, runs through all this code, and then starts again here. So it's basically a way of taking all this code here and just sort of like turning it into one box. So I can so it just sort of like runs like this. And after this, so now I can basically take this code here that I something like place something like in order here, and just sort of like add it out here, and let's see, perhaps not there. Let's see here. So and then what I want to do is I want to add a second function where something else happens, and this is so we have Apache movement controller 001, and now I add another function. It's here, and I can call it Apache movement controller 002. So all that happens is that this sort of like breaks up the code and sort of like the same way that this sort of like sequence box here, you know, Once you hit the sequence box, it does certain things in sequence, and then it goes to the next sequence, and then first it runs this here, and then it runs this here, and runs this here. Sort of like a function is something where once this is sort of like the code, the basic code, something like unfixed update every frame. The code will run here, and then we'll say, what does the code have to do here? It basically just has to like jump here and then run through everything that we have coded before. And then you can see here there's like another function, add it here. So now I want to try and build some more code here, but it's just a way of making everything like more readable, because you can see that there's a ton of like stretching, and it's sort of like difficult. If I had to like add another line here, it would be like stretched very much. But now I can just sort of like, and you might wonder if you like search for a new function that you have created here. Now you can see that there's Apache Movement Controller 2, but you can't always find the new functions you have created unless you save, I think, and then that's important. But what I have now is that I can basically search for Apache Movement Controller 2, connect that here, and so now when I press play, it will first go here and then begin running all this code. So like it's basically turning all of this code here into this one box, and then when it's done with that, it's just gonna go here and continue here. Sort of like the sequence first goes here, then it goes here, here, and here. Then this sort of like first go into all this code, and we have like connected that here, and then it will continue and start running code here. And it's sort of a way of making everything more readable, and you can see that I can basically sort of like put this aside and then start building some new code here. So the first thing I want to do is I want to add let's see a sequence here, so just sort of like start building some new stuff, and probably let's just add some more here. And again, I find it easier to somehow read stuff. If you like, we can actually just try and copy paste this. But all I'm doing here with this function is making things sort of technically easier to read. And then from what I know, you can use these sort of like functions in other scripts. They're sort of like universal to the entire. When you add a function here, you can also search for it in other visual scripts. So like that's all like how it works. But I want to add something like if I press a button, I was let's see here, if I press it, let's see here, and I want to add an integer here. This is a bit difficult to explain, but an integer that's called strafe value. Let's see, strafe value here. And if I press the D button, I want to strafe one way or the other. So let's see here, and then to search that, I need to search for key, and then go to input here. You can let's see here, input, get key, and to remove these arrows, if I don't want to like first connect it through arrows, I can just right click and hit convert to pure node. And I wanted to, like, if I press the D key, I wanted to I want to set the strafe value to 1, and to do that I need to search for parameter, set parameter, and in this case it's the strafe value, and you can see that it's an integer. If that's true, I want to set the see here, we can search for integer here. I can basically add like a fast integer here. I want to set this to 1, and then after that I want to create another sequence. I can just sort of copy paste this right now, and I want the code to sort of like go here, and if I press the A key, let's see here, A key, I want let's see here, to set the strafe value to I want to So now I'm setting it to, I want it to be, so I need to do something else here. And this has to be called strafe value. Let's see, right. And I want to add another integer, called strafe value left. And now I want to hit set parameter, here, and I want to set set it right to 1, and I can. It's just a bit easier if you. So like I find it a bit more readable if you do things this way. I want to set this to 1. And here we can just copy paste this and then change it to strafe value left, and if this is true, and then when this is done, I want to add I want to add another integer, and this will be a final strafe value, just like alphabetically strafe value resulting. Where and then I want if both of the keys are false, I want the strafe value to somehow be 0. So there's like different ways of doing this. But I can start by in any given frame, I can sort of like set the strafe value to so if both of these buttons are false. Let's see here. So if, and now we search for equals, no, equal, or you can't find it. I think it's under comparisons here. If both buttons are false, and we can like, where did I click here? Oh, content search. I need. So Control D, if both of these, if and we can search for a boolean, a constant, if both of them are false, and you can see here that the value is 1, but this shouldn't be true. But if both of those are false, then so we certainly need to search for and there is, where is it? I think boolean. It's down here. Boolean and if both of these are false, just so like here, so to 1 and -1, and if both of these are false, I want the value to be like 0. So now we have the strafe form. And here, I wanna set. Okay, we can just sort of click here, and if that is true, I want. Let's see here. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, okay here. Set the resulting value. Oh no, integer here, integer. the value to like 0. So if so this is a way of making sure that if I press both buttons, the value here will be something like 0. And say I want here to disconnect this here, and before I do that, I just want to create a sequence here where I set the resulting value to so this is a bit difficult to keep up with perhaps, but I'm going to try like explain it. Set the resulting value to and now we need to write get parameter here value right and value left, and I want to add those together. Math, I can search for math, add, just scroll to find math here. Where is it? Math add here. So I want to add these two together and set and use this somehow to create the value here, right? So basically all I have now is I have created something like some code where if I press A, the resulting value, first this will be set to 1, yeah, but wait a minute, the easy way is and if it is false, just set it to 0. This is I'm gonna make it so like much easier. This isn't really necessary, and let's just delete this for now. And if it is false, I want to set this value to basically 0. So I can just sort of move this down. So what I want to do here is I want to make sure that that if I press the A key, it says strafe is minus value 1 on to one side. If I press D, it is plus 1, that goes to the other side. If I press none of the buttons, A or D, it's 0. Or if I press both of them, so basically this is 1 and this is minus 1, and you add that together, that's also 0. So I don't risk, if I like press both buttons, it's gonna go to one side or the other. I need to cancel. So like what happens if I press both A and D, so it's sort of like stuck to like strafes in one direction even though it shouldn't. So what I need to do here is if this is false, set this to like 0. And the same here, if I'm not pressing A, strafe left is 0. And then all I need to do here is that set resulting the resulting value to like strafe value to something like this and this plus each other. So I need to get parameter, and this is like a little bit, and like I said, I'm like coding this live, probably isn't the best idea. So now we get a strafe value to one side, we just press Ctrl W for the parameter, and we get the strafe left instead. And then we just add those, math, and we click here. So the resulting value here is just sort of these two plus each other. And the last thing I want to do now is I'm gonna create a bit more space, and I guess this can delete this and just sort of like move this out here, and then I'm just gonna add something here quickly and just log. Whoops, here. Sometimes it does that. So log message, and after that, I'm just gonna get this again. I want to see what the sort of like strafe resulting value is, and I think that's good enough. And there is one more thing on the laser targeting system here. I can just click here and edit the script. I have added it so that it logs something here somewhere. I think let's see. Yeah, it logs something here, and I need to for now delete this, but I'm just gonna remove this and this so I can connect that again, because I want in a sense the debugger to not show any messages. Right now it shows this, and I just want to see here. So now it says nothing. So now when I press one button, now it's -1. Now it's 0. I press both buttons, it's 0, and now it's 1. You can see that it's counting up here, like for 1 and -1. So now I have something like, if I press both buttons, a value that's 0, both A and D, and if I press none of them, A or D, it's also 0, and then it's, if I press A, -1, and if I press D, it's +1. And that will help me something like create a rather good something like a system for strafing. So I just want to like start by adding that. So now here I want to add the let's go here and zoom here. So for now we have this and this looks good enough, and I just want to move everything a bit down here. And then we can move these a bit more. Let's just move this here. So this is where I want. So now we have this here, and the last thing I want to do is I want to add something like, so it strafes, and I don't. I checked in the debugger that this works, so I don't need to log this. Now I just want to move start strafing, and I want if I want to find the direction of the camera, what direction the camera is pointing, there is a node called get direction. You can sort of like see that there is this sort of like, it's perhaps difficult to, there is the way that the guns are pointing, right? Then if I like click here and I rotate, you can see they point in like different directions. And if I want to get the direction that this camera is pointing, I can use the node called get direction. So I just go in here and I click edit script, and I can go down here, and there is some code in FLAX Engine, get direction for actor. And to use this, I need an instance of what actor, and in FLAX Engine, I just have to, in a sense, get this. I click the, in a sense, the rigid body of the character, and then connect this here, and then you can just move it here for now. Then we have the direction forward, but we want the direction to the side instead, which is we want not the direction sort of like forward from the camera, but to this side to strafe, and to the other side to strafe, right? So what we can do here is we go into, where is it, the code here. Now we have this, and this is a vector 3, and we can, or float 3 or vector 3, and we can unpack this. So let's see here, can I just search, please? Sometimes this sort of like happens, I don't know. Okay, now unpack float 3. So now we can unpack the direction here and get sort of like the movement speed here for like different directions. And what I want to do is I basically want to change one of the directions. Basically, I want to flip the direction a little bit, so I can like pack float 3, pack float 3, and I don't want to change the Y direction, but I want to change the X and the Y. So I, in a sense, I want to, in a sense, start pointing sort of like to the side, and I think you do it like this, and then I want to get the position, or in a sense I want to set the linear velocity like we did up here, to add, so I start, when I press the buttons, I start moving in the direction of the side vector, not the forward vector. So basically what I'm doing here, the math might be wrong, but I'm gonna have to like tweak that, and this will be to the side, to either side vector. And I think I just have to basically cross one of them, and the y direction I don't want to move because that's the up direction. But looking at this, I think I have to like do like this, and then also have to like multiply it by -1 to somehow get the final result. But what I want to do now is I want to get this sort of like, instead of like the forward vector, I get this like to the side vector by doing this. And then I want to add a, let's see here, now I can't, linear, then rigid body, and I want to, because I'm currently I'm like, it's for like a rigid body, I want to use this to like set the linear velocity to this to the side vector if I push these buttons. So if let's see here, if let's just put it here, here, and just move it here. So if again we want to get key, we can just sort of copy that from here, I guess. We want to get the D key. If the D key is pressed, I want to, for the actor, get the current position and then add the in a sense the to the side vector, and this here get velocity needs to be connected again. It's the instance of the velocity I want to change is for the in a sense the rigid body camera, and the direction I want it to be is sort of like to the side as it's calculated live. So now I should get it to the side vector, but I also need to like multiply it with the velocity. And then if I press the D button, I move something like, I want to like set the linear velocity to just move to like one side, and I want to see just if this code works here, if the and then this should like work to get started. So I'm just gonna press here, and when I press this, you can see it moves very slowly to the side, and that's because I need to set the movement speed. It moves very slowly, and that's because this vector is in here, not this, we actually delete that here. This here is only, this creates a vector that has a length of 1, so I'm technically moving at a speed of 1 centimeter per second. So I want to multiply this, let's see here, math, I want to search for multiply here, and I want to multiply this by movement speed, and we can like we can add a value here, a float called strafe movement speed, strafe movement speed, and let's just set this to like 100, so it moves at a meter per second. And now I want to like move this in here, and I can just sort of like drag it in. Now I'm going to multiply this by the movement speed, and now it should like move to the side like 100 times faster. So let's just see, I'm in the video game, I press D, you can see now I'm strafing, and this here is sort of like wrong, and that's because I have connected these here. When it does that, it's because I need to sort of like multiply one of these by -1. So the way that you can do that is you can simply multiply it by 1. We need to like remove one of those, but we can also just search for negate and negate, and we search for math and negate, and this is gonna first make this -1, and then we add it. So if I press this might work or not work, but now if now I press, now you can see now I strafe the way I should. When I press D, it sort of like does it correctly, and it's because there was this sort of like minus So what I wanted in this tutorial was just to somehow create the first step of something like a strafing system, where I can move forward, I can move backward, and I can sort of like strafe from like side to side. And for some reason I can't do anything so my guess is it's because I set the linear velocity. I'm working on the same stuff here. So I basically cancel the linear velocity, so I'm gonna have to get a bit creative and fix this. But for now, I wanna add the last here and here. And what I wanna so now we have this. If I press D, I want no, I don't want this. I want to set this to this value here. I have the strafe resulting value, and I want to also multiply these so that this should be a value of either 1 or -1 depending on what button I'm pressing. So what I need to do here is first to get so I might remove this here, and I want to close this, control just like this, control D. I want to multiply these two because this is already connected, this value here, to button presses. So I want to do like this, and I want to save now, and so now basically it moves something like, now the strafe sort of like works, just sort of like as it should, and now it cancels. But what happens is, here, and now I can strafe, and now if when I don't press any of these buttons in the last here, it forces the movement speed to be 0 and basically cancels the other stuff here. So there's two ways of fixing this, but the simple answer is to just sort of like change the order of this code here, so that what happens is that first I click here, and if I press W and S, I set the movement speed to either move forward or move backward. And then when I come down here, if I press neither button, I basically set the movement speed to 0. So first, if I press the forward or the backward key, I set I try to like move forward and backward, and I set the linear velocity here to like either move forward or backward here. But then down here in this code that follows, I force it to be 0 again. So that's sort of like the problem here. So I can like undo this again by just sort of like adding, I can basically just reuse this. If this here is let's see here, if this is not equal to 0, not equal, is not, if this here is not equal to 0, then it does this. So when it's 0, this block here just sort of like does nothing. So we need to add, I think, an integer so that in a sense we don't cancel anything, or this code doesn't happen unless I press these buttons. So let's see now, now I can move forward. So now I can't move forward and so on, but I can strafe. But the second that I strafe, I can't move forward. But when I let go of the strafe buttons, I can sort of like move forward. And when I press the strafe button, it sort of like locks into like strafe. And when I let go of the strafe buttons, I can sort of like move forward again. So this is something like the first step that I want to add. But I want to make it so that I can also move forward and to the sides and so on, and that ultimately when I strafe I don't cancel the move forward and backwards buttons. But this is how you add a simple sort of like strafe system, and I'm gonna like try and like clean it up and make it even more cool, so that you can sort of like consider now I can like strafe with these buttons, and that's all of that. Thank you, bye.